Hello, Internet. Welcome to another episode of the Sunday Sketch, and happy Mother's Day to everyone and all the mothers out there. Hope you're doing something nice for your mom, and I'm, as a matter of fact, doing something with my mom today. I am going to draw her portrait. So here she is, up in the corner of my screen here. Say hi, Mom.
Hello there.
Hello.
For
Um,
all those who might want to watch this, where do they go online to see this?
oh, that is a good question. Um,
Thanks.
I've got my YouTube channel, which kind of just has my name on it.
So it's a YouTube channel with Taylor's name on it.
Yeah,
Taylor Williams.
yeah, it's just
Okay.
Taylor Williams. Just
Sunday Sketch.
Google it, and yeah, Sunday Sketch. Yeah,
Okay.
you should be able to find it that way. I can find a URL. I've linked it a few times to like Ben and
Well,
Josh and stuff.
your
Um,
father was asking because I think he wants to go over in his computer and watch.
oh, okay. Well, let me grab a link real quick, because I'm pretty sure I linked it to someone. No. Okay. Well, I'll I'll get you
He'll
guys a
find
link.
it.
But yeah, you should be
Yeah.
able to find me. Sunday Sketch Taylor Williams should be fairly easy.
Okay.
I don't recall my actual URL because I never use it. It's like your own phone number, right?
It's your own. Yes, I was going to say, you never
Yeah.
call yourself.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started here, and I usually draw cartoons, as you may know. Um, was there a
Yep.
particular? Do you want a particular style? I can try to go lifelike, or how do you want to do this? It's your portrait, so
Um, you could do anime
I
because you're
could give
really good with anime.
I could give you big
Well, I
anime
haven't
eyes.
seen some of your newer styles, because you live way out there on the West Coast. So
That's true. That's true. Well, let me go
if you,
ahead and do the base sketch, and then we'll work from there. How's that sound?
okay, fair enough.
Use my art schoolness.
Your art. Yes, talent. Let me see talent.
Okay, so let's see. If I can get you to look slightly to your right. There you go, and raise the chin a little bit. That's great. That's great. So, the first thing I want to do, and I'm going to talk at the audience for a little bit here, is to establish the okay. You're a little bit out of camera, so there you go.
Okay, can I have 5 seconds?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right. So talking at the audience again, and the first thing
Yes.
you always want to do when you're doing a portrait or a picture or anything is set up your base sketch. And I definitely have been guilty of skipping this step sometimes, but it's pretty important. And a head is pretty simple. You just get your circle and some ovals and stuff. It's not too hard.
Okay.
All right, how
Tell me
we
how
doing?
to sit. We're
Okay.
good. You got my undivided now.
Okay, cool.
So tell me where to go.
All right.
The only
And
time in your life you get to do this.
that's true. Um so yeah, if you can just hold it right there and not move the camera, that is great. So I'm going to do here, we're going to do a big circle for kind of get the idea of where your head's at. Draw the neck in there, and then I want to establish the eyes real quick. And oh man, I tell you what, Mom, doing the nudes at school, drawing the nudes and stuff, has been a real challenge. But you get a knack for blocking stuff in very quickly
Mm-hmm.
because they're like, okay, we're gonna do a 10-second pose, and I'm like, 10 seconds? Are you kidding me? Nope, 10 seconds, go. Oh, okay, all right, that's cool. And they just, you just run with it. So that's kind of what I'm doing here.
Okay.
Just setting up where your face is, where your pretty face is. And let's see. All right, you can look now, if you'd like.
What am I looking at?
Oh, that's right. Huh.
No, I've got it. I've got it actually on my computer. I'm watching you draw.
Oh, okay. There you go. Base sketch is pretty messy, but then I draw on top of that.
Okay.
So, it ends up looking prettier by the end of it. So I'm gonna do your.
I hope so.
Oh, come on now, you can trust me. I'm not gonna draw it all weird. So I'm gonna put your eye in here.
Except I'm not. There we go.
There we go.
Still okay in the screenshot there?
If you could look, tilt your head down. There, perfect, right there.
Okay.
Right there. And then I'm gonna just put your eye in. And of course, when I'm drawing or when I'm sketching, you know, it's pretty loose, and so making adjustments is also a pretty normal part of the art process. Okay, you're a little out of shot. If you can move your tablet over just a little. There you go, perfect. And I gotta say, you are holding still like a pro. I have tried doing that because I've again seen the nude models, and I'm like, oh, holding still can't be that hard. Oh my gosh, it can be so rough. I have a brand new respect for people who can hold still for a long time.
Yes. It's not easy.
No. No, not at all. So you were doing a great job.
Thank you.
Okay, and go ahead and relax. And I'm just gonna put some more shape and make sure I define some of my landmarks and shapes and such as well. And then I don't like to do too much detail on like the eyes or the teeth and stuff while I'm still blocking things in, because it gets really messy, and my instructors have always told me to go from kind of a macro to micro approach, so that's why it ends up looking messy in the beginning and then gets cleaned up, you know, as you go. Is that sort of approach to things.
Okay.
Yeah. So, have you seen any good movies lately?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
And that was pretty great.
It was really great. I enjoyed that very much.
I loved the Hasselhoff cameo.
Right?
I was
He's
not
getting so old.
He is, but it's like a William Shatner kind of old, where he just gets more hilarious with age.
Yes, that's very true. Very true.
Oh, and it was.
And did you see Ghost in the Shell?
I did not see Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, that was so good.
Was it? Because I've heard.
After Lucy, I was not expecting it to be good, but it was really, really good.
Okay. Because I've heard from the anime community, I have heard the opposite. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely after Lucy, I was kind of expecting it to be super weird.
Yeah. No, it was surprisingly good. And I went in a little bit tainted because of Lucy, because I really didn't care for Lucy. So
yeah, they're like, oh, Scarlett Johansson's doing another sci-fi thing that isn't the Avengers.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if I can handle it. Yeah, for sure. But you didn't know Ghost in the Shell too well, did you?
No, I did not.
Because I know Dad.
I didn't know the storyline and stuff. So.
Okay. Because I know Dad watched it and he really liked it, but I wasn't sure if like having prior knowledge of the series would like change your opinion of it or anything.
No, I don't know.
Because I haven't seen the original Ghost in the Shell either. I've seen Standalone Complex, which was an anime series that they did,
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen the actual like original movie. So, um, although speaking of anime movies, I hear they want to do a live action version of Akira now too.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know if you've seen Akira either. That's one of those like
No, but
classic
I've
anime
heard
things.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Um, I don't know if they're gonna be able to pull it off, but they can try. They can certainly try. But they've been apparently they've been talking about doing that for years too, and I don't know if uh, the reception of the Ghost in the Shell movie is gonna affect that.
I hadn't thought about that.
I mean,
Well,
sometimes it does.
Pirates has a new one out though.
Oh yeah, I kind of want to see that just because it is a new Pirates movie, but
Yeah, you should wear your hat.
I should wear my hat.
Yes, you should.
But I honestly do feel like they should stop making Pirates movies.
Yeah, I think this needs to be the last one.
I hope it is, because as much as I love Jack Sparrow and he's hilarious and everything, and Johnny Depp has done an amazing job with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time to move on. You know.
Yeah. Regurgitating that over and over again is probably not the smartest thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can I have you look up? Just your eyes. Thank you. Thank you. Just gonna put your lashes in there as best I can.
Good luck with that.
Oof. I'm not great at lashes. Let me see. There we go. You know, I'm not gonna do all the lashes. I think because that's I think what trips me up. I'm just gonna put just so that people understand that you have these voluminous, voluminous, voluminous. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. There's your vocabulary for the day, everyone. Voluminous lashes in there. There you go. It's the ones that face the front, because like the ones that you've got on the sides are pretty easy because you know you curve away from the eye.
Right.
But it's the ones that are like sticking like right out in front that are the tough ones. I think.
I can imagine that they would be.
Because you got to give a sense of depth. And I'm gonna exaggerate your eyes a little bit here too because I like that look. So it's gonna be a little cartoony.
Okay.
Except let's put.
Well, there are those who think I'm a little cartoony, so I guess that works.
Yeah, I mean you got the whole Tigger thing going for you.
Yeah, I do. Gracie and Ben got me some Minnie Mouse pajamas for Mother's Day.
Aw.
I know, right? It's kind of fun.
That's great. Speaking of which, oh my goodness, I got a Facebook message.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they like to remind you of things like, oh, you've been on Facebook for this long. Because,
right.
You know, we're totally not spying on you. You know, whatever. That kind of stuff.
That's not creepy.
Right? But I got the Facebook like reposted to me a picture from our Disneyland trip all those years ago, and I had not realized it had been so long.
Yes.
I'm like, wow, have I not been to Disneyland in forever?
Yes.
It has kind of been forever. So.
Well, now that I live in Kansas, Grace has pointed out we can go to either way. So maybe we'll coordinate. Maybe next year, when you graduate, you and Alejandra can come down and we can go across and we can all meet at Disneyland.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'd like that. Okay, so I'm gonna try and draw your face without the glasses first because that way I can get your facial expression and everything, and then I'll add the glasses in.
Do I need to take them off?
No, that's fine. Part of cartoon drawing is just simplifying what you see, so I can, and I've got your face kind of just sketched in basic here, so the glasses, I guess what I'm trying to say is the glasses don't hide too many details, so we're good there. And then I'm probably going to have to move some things around in the sketch too, because I'm changing sizes again. But that's okay. I keep telling people and myself and everything that I'm just, it's okay to adjust your drawings kind of on the fly, because it is, you know? Art's more art than science.
Yes, I agree. You're come a long way.
Thank you.
This is impressive.
I as much as I like to criticize some of my instructors for their teaching styles, uh, I have learned a lot, and
I can see that.
I can definitely appreciate all of the hard times that they have some of them have put me through, because I do feel like I've come out a bit stronger for it. Do do do. And then this eyebrow is actually down here. My initial sketch had the eyebrow a little high, and that's a little too much eyebrow. So, do you know, speaking of Guardians, and this is going to get a little bit into spoiler territory, do you know anything about Adam Warlock?
Adam Warlock? No, I
Uh,
don't know who that is.
okay, well, so did you see the post credits
Yes.
scene, right? Okay, and she was talking about calling him Adam, right?
Yes.
So Adam is probably I don't know if it's been confirmed yet officially, but it's probably a character called Adam Warlock. Um,
Okay.
and he was really important to the Infinity War comic, with Thanos and everything. It was basically him and Wolverine and like a few other people that saved the whole universe from Thanos, um, in the comic.
Wow.
And I read up on him because when I saw the post credit scene and I figured out that it was probably Adam Warlock,
Mm-hmm.
I of course had to do my research on him and figure out, okay, who is Adam Warlock? What does this mean? He's got a really complicated backstory, so I'm pretty sure they're just gonna rewrite him a little bit because
Sometimes the easiest, right?
it's a little ridiculous. He has this whole he goes into the future and kills himself, and um,
What?
yeah, so he gets so this future version of himself is a bad guy. So he goes into the future and he kills himself before he becomes a bad guy. But then, because he does that, a different future version of himself goes back and stops him from doing the thing, and then he just explodes time and space for a little bit, and
Oh gosh.
yeah, it gets super super weird. Um, so I think they're probably going to rewrite the character a little bit, because it's weird. So oh man, he becomes this intergalactic space police thing who is the guy who stops him from killing himself or something, and then there's an alternate timeline. It's a whole thing. It's a oof. I think it's easily the most ridiculous plot I've seen. Okay, so I don't think I like smiles. Smiles are hard. No. Um, no, go ahead and smile. Go ahead and smile. It's a learning process for me. It's fine. Um, you do you. Um, let's see. So I'm gonna try this, and the actual lines of the mouth. A lot of the time, it's really tempting to just draw the where the teeth are,
Mm-hmm.
or draw in the lips, but I'm gonna draw the actual shape of the mouth here. Is kind of like that, and then you've got the smile in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
see. So it actually like stops kind of in here. We got like a shadow.
Right.
So, and then of course the lips don't really follow the um the whole shape of the mouth either. Is the tricky part. And sometimes I draw lips, sometimes I don't draw lips. Oh, except you don't have quite nearly a pronounced um what do you call that? Do you know what that gap between the lips is called? Or
The
between the
V?
yeah, the little that little V, yeah. Do you know what that's called?
Mm-mm. I
Me
do not know
neither.
what it's called.
I should look that up. So anyway, yours isn't quite as pronounced. And then if you look at your lips actually stop before the corners of your mouth, which is again the kind of the tricky part there.
Looks like you're getting it.
I think so. So it's kind of like that. There we go. That'll. Let's see how that looks without all that. There we go. All right, that's not bad. It looks like a mess of lines now, but it'll clean up. It'll clean up good.
Okay.
Get your little dimple in there a little bit better, and get that side too. There we go. Clean up that line a little bit. All right, now, now that I've got that, I'm ready to move on to the rest of the face. And the proportions are tricky. Those of you watching at home, facial proportions, you don't always have a strong way to measure. Because everybody's face is different. Like my little brother, he's got such a Jay Leno chin.
Yes, yes, he does.
I don't even know where he gets that. Um, so everybody's got a little bit different head shape. And then of course you get some deformation with the when people smile or they're making different expressions. When you open your mouth, of course, that changes the measurements on your head a little bit. But I think I got it more or less. And then this line comes out here, and I kind of gotta measure from your chin to the headphones a little bit, so I get a better sense of where your ear's at. And I think I would like to get. I think I would like to see you without the headphones on.
Okay.
But we can do that after I get the rest of your head blocked in.
Okay.
So then, let's do the hair, and then we can work on the. Oof, yeah, it. Kind
You
of.
want me to take them off now?
No, you're fine. I'll tell you when.
Okay.
I was just zooming out, and I'm like, yeah, it does look like a mess of lines.
Oh, no, I think it looks pretty good.
Get rid of that line. Okay. All right. Get the idea of the head, and then your neck is like there? No. There. There it is.
Is Joshua in the house?
I think so. I think he's here.
He's trying to call me. And
Okay.
I don't think he realizes that we're doing this right now.
I see. Okay. Well, I can keep working on this if you want to let him know real quick. I got enough to keep working on here.
Okay. I'm going to look down and text him.
Yeah, you go for it. So then the rest of the neck comes in here, and for those of you watching at home, I definitely have shrunk down from my initial sketch. That seems to be a thing that happens for me. It doesn't happen for everybody, and I don't think I'm confident enough in it to call it like a technique thing, but like the more detailed I go, the smaller my drawings get. um, Especially when I'm drawing from life. But you know, it's it's not it's not terrible. It'll still look the way I want it to. So that's the important part, really. Okay, and let's see it without the headphones, so I can get an idea of how your hair. Oh, I see.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. Oh, I actually really like that. That's cute. Okay. So your hair actually comes in quite a bit more. Let's see. Kind of does that number. Not quite that much. More like that. Yeah, definitely more like that. He says to himself. Clean that line up a little bit. And then you get that nice earring. And the nice layering on the hair. And then we can bring this out. So that's nice to work with. You got some nice volume with the hair. Fills out the rest of the picture. Oh my gosh, so there's this girl at school, um, and I really want to compliment you on your hair, but I'm afraid that you changed your hair like 2 weeks ago or something, and I'm just now noticing, and so it's gonna come off like I'm a jerk.
Yeah.
You know? And she's like, yeah, I changed my hair in December, and I'm like, yeah, I knew it. So, and then after a second, she was like, but yeah, thanks. Like after she let me feel bad about it for a little bit, and then was like,
And then
yeah,
yeah.
but thanks, I really like it too. And I'm like, okay, I don't think we had class together in December. I don't know, I don't remember. But that was kind of a funny moment.
Sounds like it. Hmm.
There we go. Okay, let's see how that looks without all that. There we go. That looks good. And then I think all I got left to do is put the glasses in.
Wow.
Yeah?
Who knew?
What do you think?
It's impressive.
Is it like looking in a mirror yet?
Getting there.
Okay, and then let's see. Then you got the glasses, and actually your hairline comes in a bit more than that even. So let's bring some more in there. Except it doesn't. Let's get rid of that line. Soften that up a little bit. And then
Wow.
yeah, was this a good Mother's Day idea?
This was a great Mother's Day idea. I will cherish this always.
Yay.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I know I'm like a million miles away right now. Well, probably not literally. I haven't measured it, but I wanted to
A
do
couple thousand, yeah.
yeah, but I wanted to do something nice and spend some time with you because it's been a while.
It has. This is awesome. Do you do this every week?
I do the streams every week, yeah. But I do different things. Like last week I did a little bit of a tutorial on how I break down um, drawing different characters.
Uh-huh.
Somebody asked kind of like a how to on how I did the a character from Zelda.
Okay.
And so I didn't go step by step like this is how you draw them, but I think because then they're just learning like my style, right?
Right.
So what I did instead was go into more like my technique, right? Um,
Okay.
and that way, hopefully, it's something that they can apply to their own work, and it's more like a this is how you would draw this character, and then they can take that and hopefully it's useful information for them. Um, and then at the end of the month, I do what I've been calling fan art fusions, where I take a character and from a game or a movie or whatever, a cartoon, and I put them in a different style than they're used to being seen in. So,
Oh, okay.
um, my very first one, I drew a character from Overwatch, and I drew her like she was in Dragon Ball Z, and it was a lot of fun. Um,
That sounds cool.
yeah,
Did you do it about the same time every Sunday or?
I've been trying to get better about it. Today is a little bit later. I like to do them before noon, but I know you have Mother's Day
Yeah,
stuff going
sorry.
on, so I
Yeah.
didn't want to like interrupt that. Um,
I think I'm gonna subscribe. I think I'd like to see this.
yeah, I'd love
This is
that.
pretty cool.
Thank you. And there we go. I think that is pretty much when I'm doing cartoons and stuff. There's only so much detail you want to go into.
Okay.
Part of that is because of animating. Cartoons tend to be a lot simpler because cartoons tend to be animated. So
Yes.
you and animating all of those lines gets to be really difficult. Um, I can go. I think if I want to push this further, I would want to get into color and do like lights and darks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think this is our sketch.
I think it's lovely.
Thank you. Let me see.
Thank you.
Let me see how we're doing for time. Because I do like to stream. I try to keep it to an hour.
Okay.
And I do have other homework I gotta get to today eventually.
Understand.
To be honest. So yeah, okay. So we've got about 20 more minutes before I have to do like a roundup. So
Okay.
um, I can add in some color. So let's go ahead and get that started. So when I'm doing color, I have these sketches, right? But then I like to try and add just big blocks of color.
Okay.
And then I kind of, whoops, that's really saturated. Let's try that. Nope, that's too dark. How's that? That's okay. That's good. So I like to add big blocks of color, and then kind of refine it from there. It's the same. It's the same principle really that I used for the drawing, where I started off big and then, you know, started honing, refining it every time I added a layer and things like that. So like I could take
Right.
this, and then I can bring in a new layer, and then I'm gonna change my tools here a second.
Can I ask what tool is this?
Oh, yeah. So this program is called uh, Clip Studio Paint. It used to be called Manga Studio.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same program Dad got me for my birthday that one year, but it's an updated version. Um, and it's been really great for capturing that painty feel. Some people still use Photoshop, and there's nothing wrong with Photoshop really, but I prefer having something that feels a little bit closer to real life. Photoshop is better for adding layer effects and things, and it also is a little bit better at editing images already and doing your selections and stuff. But I feel like it's a lot more. I hate using the word organic because it feels really hipstery, but but it does feel a lot more organic to do it this way. So I think I need a little bit more color on your nose.
You don't want to be
before
hipstery?
I try not to be. But that doesn't seem to stop me. I'm gonna, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna bring in some more color before I get into the lights and shadows, I think, because you've got some color. So let's add a little bit of red to the cheeks and the nose, and a little bit more than that. There we go. That's good. And right now, for instance, I'm using a watercolor brush, and Photoshop has a lot of great brush settings, but I just haven't figured out how they all work yet. So it ends up being a little bit more of a time tax for me to figure it all out.
Right.
Then we add some red there, soften it up a little bit. I gotta tell you too.
You look very lovely, Taylor.
Well, I think you are very lovely.
Thank you.
I gotta tell you though, it is hard working with fairer skin tones.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because it's really, really easy to oversaturate your colors. And like for instance, this is probably more color than you even need necessarily, but I'm gonna go over it with highlights and stuff, so it'll work out. The thing about, especially if you're gonna go into doing lighting and stuff, is using the midtones as the base layer. Don't ever use like your lightest thing as the base layer, and then
You have nowhere to highlight from then, right?
right, exactly. And then you're just adding shadows, but it works a lot better if you're adding lights and shadows. And I think another piece of advice that I've talked about it on my channel a bit, and I'm trying to get better at it, but my instructors, I have had a few instructors say never, ever, ever use white and black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and honestly, having worked on projects as much as I have lately, and having experimented with different colors, I can definitely see where they're coming from. There are times where white and black are like just unnecessary. But there's also times where it you definitely want like a jet black or something. Those times do happen. But right now, for instance, I'm going over working in an overlay layer, and I'm actually using a really light yellow to do your highlights, because you've got some of that going on in your room behind you.
Okay.
So I'm trying to capture a little bit of that, and that's where you're getting the highlights from. Oop. I gotta be careful not to use too much of it though, because your hair is also that light blonde color, and I don't want to just drown you out in yellow. Gotta highlight the cheeks. No, that's too thick. I like the watercolor brush for painting a lot because it blends really nicely, and sometimes I just want to make things blend.
Okay. Is that what you're using right now?
Yeah. Yep. And that way my highlights will, fade kind of naturally where I want them to. Let's come in here. That seems good. And then let's do right in here. And all right. And then let's get some. Well, I'll do the hair separate. I think I'm just gonna do the skin tone that way. So let's go ahead and see if I can do your lips, because that's gonna be the hard part for me, is getting that lip color right. I'm gonna go ahead and block this in as well with my, whoops, not that big marker, but a big marker. How does that look? Yeah, that's a good color. So what do you have planned for the rest of the day?
Uncle Michael turned 50 today, so Aunt Teresa and Gracie are over there fixing him his favorite tacos, and we're going over about 6.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
And the rest of the day I will be spending reading my textbooks because my next class starts tomorrow.
Oh wow, you're still going at that, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
4 more, and I'm all done.
4 more quarters,
Classes.
semesters. Oh, classes. Wow.
I take one at a time. They're each 8 weeks long.
So you're really getting there.
Getting close. It's true. Daddy's just starting, so
I definitely feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to run out of classes.
That's good though, right? That means
Yeah.
you're getting done.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you run into a problem with like class size though, or anything?
Class sizes?
Yeah, like because a lot of the classes that I need to take, I'm starting to get into to that point where a lot of the classes I need to take get filled up.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes they tend to add another, because it's an online program, they tend to add another section
Oh, I see.
if it gets too full.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been pretty good so far.
I get you. Highlighted that from the wrong side. I also got to make sure, another trick that I got to make sure that I don't forget is I got to make sure that all of my lights kind of agree with each other. If you get what I'm saying.
I'm sorry?
Oh, I was talking to the viewers a little bit, but
Okay.
when I'm doing highlights and stuff, I want to make sure that all of my light sources agree with each other, so I'm getting light from the same direction.
Gotcha.
So let's make it a little glossy. Just for funsies. And so then we're gonna come onto another layer. Nope. There we go. That's good. And then now I'm gonna go to the eyes, and let me see. I think eyes are tricky too because they're basically white. but they're a little bit of an off-white, so I gotta try. And again, that whole concept of not using white and also having a place to go with your highlights.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes are really tricky because what color are they? They're kind of white.
Yeah, it's true.
I like to take a really like faded sort of pinkish because you got the the tear ducts and stuff around the edges,
Right.
right? So and then take a white on top of that. Because again, it is white, and this is one of those places where I disagree a little bit with the instructors, but I feel like it gets a pretty decent effect for an eye. And then, can I see your eye kind of up close with your glasses off so I can get the color?
Where are my eyes? There they are.
There they are. Okay, so you've got a nice green color. I'm never sure because my own eye color, is more
Well, they're
brown.
hazel, but yeah, they're changing as I get a little older.
Mm. So let's go in. I want to say there. I want to say it's there. Let's take a look. Thank you. Okay, that's really light, but I think that's because of the white overlay that I put on it. So let me go in here. There we go. And then I'm gonna take a blue over the top of it. And then I'm gonna take a gray. I'm not doing black on this one because I like to keep the eye color
Mm-hmm.
as much as I can, and it's kind of this cartoon style anyway. So
Okay.
I like to just make the pupil just kind of a darker version of the color. So like that.
Do you still need to see the color, or can I put my glasses back on?
Oh, you can totally put your glasses back on. Sorry, thank you.
That's all right.
Um,
Wow. Okay.
that's too dark. So I just kind of take a gray and I take the color down until I get right where I want it, which I think is there. And then come in here with my pencil and just highlight it just a little bit.
Wow.
I think I want to be even over the top of the drawing. I don't think it's a good idea to go over the top of the drawing too much, but a few times you get things like the eye highlights where you want to break up the image a little bit. Like that.
Wow.
I like hearing that.
I've got another picture on my computer
Uh-huh.
of your dad and me, and I'm looking at it going, wow, that kind of does look like me.
Good.
Quite a bit, actually.
I'm trying.
You got some skill there, my friend.
I'm just gonna do white for the teeth because I don't. The teeth are tricky getting the volume right on the teeth and everything. So I'm just gonna kind of cheat it a little bit,
Okay.
if that's all right with you.
I am fine with that.
And then we're gonna get.
You'll sign this for me, right? So when I put it up on my wall and people are like, ooh, ah, I can tell them that it's you.
Of course.
Do you have cards?
I don't have cards. That's one of the things that before I go to portfolio, I'm gonna have to get cards.
Okay.
But I currently do not. I do have a. I've been posting some of the stuff from my streams onto my Facebook, on like a public setting.
Mm-hmm.
So you can find those, and then I'm also going to, in the near future, Alejandro has been kind enough to actually, he got me a URL for my birthday this last year.
Ooh.
Or was it Christmas? I don't recall, actually, to be honest, which makes me feel a little bad. But I'll get it figured out. I'll get it sorted. This needs to be a little more faded out. So in any case, I'll be putting that together in the near future as well.
Okay then.
There we go. Doo-doo-doo. And let's see what else. I think we're ready to do hair, and then I gotta fix the glasses up because they're still a little sketchy.
No pun intended.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe there was a pun intended. Okay, so hair color. I think we're gonna go here. Maybe. No. A little more. Yeah, we can work with that. And I'm just gonna block it in real messy like I did before. Gotta be careful not to... I am doing this all in one layer, which is not necessarily recommended for accuracy, but it makes it a lot faster, and when I go in to paint stuff, I can blend better if it's all in one layer. So sometimes I do it this way, sometimes I don't.
Okay.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Good times. Let's see. And then sometimes I don't know how I feel, and I just buy both of them.
Well, that's when you're conflicted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I've done the same.
And you're just like, man, I feel like a nut, and I don't.
Well, and then you eat half of one and half of the other and save it for another time when you feel conflicted, and then you have both to enjoy.
Oh, see, that's great. I should do that more often, because I tend to just eat both of them one at a time and get it over with.
Oh, I embrace my conflict.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so hair's blocked in. It looks like I've got some of the overlay layer just kind of peeking into the hair. And while I do want to put my lights and shadows on the hair as well, I don't want it to have the same lights and shadows as the skin. Okay. So now we gotta get it to that nice, like, platinum blonde look from here, and I may have done it too dark to do that, but let's see what happens. Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay,
Ooh.
overlay that.
So this is a second layer then?
Yeah, I've actually got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 layers that I'm working with right now.
Okay.
And I love my layers, because, and physical media is fun too, but I absolutely, like, can't live without my undo button, and
Yes. Yes.
and I love my layers because and it's although it is the same principle as when you're doing it in physical media versus digital, it's the same
Mhm.
principle as adding and taking away, adding your lights and shadows and such. Um, but this is just a different way to do it, and it's, in my opinion, a lot easier, because one of the things you can't do with physical media necessarily, unless you're working with a really weird, well, unless you're working with, like, tracing paper and stuff, honestly, is you can't go back, like, underneath, right, and fix it from
Mhm.
underneath. So now I'm going to add some shadows in here. I'm going to do this on a new layer because I'm doing it with a pencil this time, because I want to kind of sketch it in. I want it to be darker than that even. Plus, you can come in here and do things like tonal correction, and I'm like, I want to turn the brightness down. There you go, and there you go. Done, like that. You can't do that in real life sometimes. And then this comes this way. Add some highlights there. And there. And there you have it. Let me see how we're doing for time. Alright. I just got a minute and a half left, so I'm going to have to wrap up here.
Okay.
But the next step I would do is just cleaning up all the lines again, now that I've got all the color blocked in and everything where I want it.
Mhm.
And then I will post it probably after I get that done. But that may take, because again, I got other homework and stuff to do, that may take a little bit longer.
Well, you'll let me know when it's ready, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for the best Mother's Day gift ever.
Oh, well, just don't tell the others.
Okay, I won't. I won't.
All right, I love you. Enjoy the rest of your day, okay?
Love you too. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. All right. Well, thank you for joining me, everyone, and special thanks again to my mom. And again, if you want to see this or any of my other videos, you can always check those out on my channel. I'll be posting this to my Facebook once I get it all finished up. If you want to see, at my end of the month stream that I mentioned, a character or style mashed up, maybe you want to see Donkey Kong drawn like Steven Universe or something, I can give that a try at the end of the month. Go ahead and leave a comment either here or on any of my other videos, and we'll see what we come up with. Have a happy Mother's Day and stay safe out there. Bye.